What is up, all my stock market investors? It is Shpena, and I'm back again with another Cashapp investing video. Make sure you let me know in the comments how your portfolio is looking. How are you feeling about your portfolio? What are your standout stocks? What are your stocks that are doing the worst? Make sure you just share with the community. That way we can all just conversate and learn from each other. Today, of course, I'm talking about some risky stocks that maybe you should have on your watch list. And if you didn't know, it was a good day to buy today for some. For some, if you're doing your research, any day that is down is a down day. With the proper research, you'll know which companies to invest in. For me today, I invested in Canopy Growth. I am a strong believer that there's a lot of potential in the cannabis industry in the near future. So it was a day to buy. But let's get into these two risky stocks that I want to talk about. One was mentioned to me by one of my subscribers. Shout out to Mario. Galactic. Virgin Galactic. I almost said it wrong. Virgin Galactic. We'll talk about Virgin Galactic, and we'll also talk about Ally Financial. I've talked about them before, but I just thought it was the right time to talk about them again. Let's get right into it. Let's get the bad news out of the way. Richard Branson, founder of the Virgin Group, is looking to sell up to 25 million shares of Virgin Galactic, roughly $504 million. And this is to give him some cash so that he can distribute to his other businesses, which include the Virgin Airlines, and there's other hospitality and travel ventures that they have in their portfolio that they need to fund. When I first heard the name Virgin Galactic, I'm like, Virgin Galactic? That sounds so familiar. Well, the Virgin Airlines. So this is, although they promote themselves as a space travel, so I would compare them to kind of like a SpaceX, where they're funding this business to work on sending people to space, and their focus is on sending researchers and groups to space. But they have airline companies, so it's a little confusing because you don't first think of them as an airline company, but this is an airline company. This is an airline company that is just has a portfolio of other businesses. And they have a lot on the line right now, because we all know that airline travel is down. But it's an interesting company because this is what I ended up finding out, is that Boeing has some type of stake in Virgin Galactic, because they were funding. Virgin Galactic was working on this little space mobile, this vehicle to get you into space, and Boeing wanted in on it, so Boeing threw some money down. So Boeing's intertwined with this whole Virgin Galactic company in some way, shape, or form. So that worries me a little bit, because obviously Boeing's down, the airline industry is down. This is kind of technically an airline company, as much as they want to consider themselves a space company. They are tied into the airline industry. I mean, do you place them in the same category as airline, because they're working on space? And the only reason I would think about investing in this company is because that's the space is the future. Humans have been in love with space for so long, so if they can come up with a faster way, faster than SpaceX, or quicker than SpaceX, or quicker than NASA, which they are kind of working with NASA, it's to be a company of the future. So that is what interests me of this company. But let's talk about some of their details. As I'm making this video, they are trading at 1870. Their 52-week low is 690, and their 52-week high is 4249. Here's the bad news. They are not making a profit right now. They are at a net loss of $228,000, but it's understandable because they're working on the future. Whenever you're working on something that is like for the future, you're not going to make money now. You're going to make money. They're going to make money once they have that flight and you can just book flights into space. Like, that's gonna be crazy. They're gonna be making tons of money then, because they will be either one of the only or one of the few companies to have that travel option. But they're bringing around $2.2 million in revenue and have a debt of $25 million. So they have a lot of debt. Obviously, they're investing in the future. So those numbers, like, you can't look too hard into it because you have to understand the business. But then again, they also have an airline industry, so their only income is from the airline industry. Now the airline industry is down, so how do they continue to support their future if they're y'all get what I'm saying? Think about that. Let's talk about Ally. Ally Bank wiped out its customers' negative balances so they can receive their full stimulus checks. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And they don't have to repay anything? Woo. Ally Financial got some money. But it's still a risky stock because the car industry is going to it is being crushed at the moment. Less cars on the road. No one's really looking to buy right now. So how are they gonna continue to grow if no one's buying cars? How can they just wipe out people's negative balances and then say, oh, well, they don't have to repay it? It's a risky stock, and I thought it was a great comparison with Virgin Galactic because obviously the airline industry has been hit publicly. The car industry, I feel like our government is trying to like ease that hit in some way, shape, or form. Like, I don't know how the car industry really makes it out of here. If people are not buying cars, rental companies are not buying cars, Uber drivers aren't buying new cars, companies aren't buying new cars, the regular human being is not buying a new car. Who's buying cars? So how is their growth there? It's very hard to understand how that company is going to grow if no one is buying cars. Now, I did read that Ally Financial, its customer base, the car loans, about 25% of their group. Why did I say group? 25% of their customers in the auto loan industry have asked for some type of forbearance help. So it's not a lot yet. We have to be very mindful. Not a lot yet, and I think that's a nice number to risk with. Now, if it was around 50%, I'd be like, ooh. 60%, ooh. 25%, I think 75% can carry the 25% loss if it never comes back. And if the 25% comes back, then the company is just right back where they started. And it's a fairly good look so far, right? But you have to do more research, obviously. Let's look into some of the details on Ally. As I make this video, they're trading at 15.18. Their 52-week low is 10.22, and their 52-week high is 35.42. They were able to bring in a profit the last trailing 12 months of $1 million, and they have revenue of $5.5 billion and debt of $40 billion, with the dividend of 3 to 5%, in between 3 to 5%. We'll see how that alters, if that goes away, if that changes. As more, obviously, bad news develops, it's not good for this company. I would see Ally and Virgin Galactic as very volatile right now, and that's why I thought it was good to compare the both. Let me know what you think. Would you rather invest in Ally Financial and take your chance on the cars that are on the ground, or would you rather take your chance on Virgin Galactic with Aerospace and air travel? This is a very tough one for me because I start thinking, okay, well, if people are not spending money on air travel, they're probably going to they're going to spend that money somewhere. Us Americans, not a lot of us are great at saving money, so we're going to spend the money. So if someone's not spending it on vacation, they might go get a truck, they might go get an ATV, they might go get a car that they can long distance travel. I was saying it from the beginning that once all this stuff happened, I thought more people are going to travel domestically. So people are going to be taking road trips more than usual because it's a safer bet. But that's just my opinion. Y'all let me know in the comments what you would invest in. I think I would lean, based off my portfolio right now. I'm fairly diversified, so I would probably. This is tough. This is a tough one, but I probably lean towards Ally Financial. But I don't think Virgin Galactic is a bad choice. I think Virgin Galactic is it's a nice risky choice. You know, it's a risky choice. It's aerospace. It's airlines industry. There's potential, but I would probably lean towards Ally, just out of just taking less risk. I think that when we're thinking about completely going down, I think the airline industry will completely go down before cars on the ground go down. And so that's just my thought. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up on this video, share it, comment. Let me know what y'all thought. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.